Oh,
You get real.
what? You're actually evil.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to UnCut, where we get together, get comfortable, and get real.
All right. So today's topic will be
Drumroll, please. Oh god.
Wedding craze, marriage versus wedding.
Marriage versus wedding.
What do you guys
Okay.
think?
Let's start with the married people in the room. Go ahead.
Why do I have to go first? So both married?
You have married first. You have a couple
marriage
months of
versus
experience.
weddings. I think
More than me.
nowadays people are kind of, the hype of having a wedding, like kind of shadows the actual marriage. Like after your wedding is done, you have to go home to your husband.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not only that, the hype of having a lit wedding. That
Yeah.
people are going to be
Exactly.
talking about after the wedding's over.
And that falls into, or is because of like stuff like social media, and then we as human beings we just easily compare ourselves, and it's not hard to compare ourselves who has the nicest proposal, or I want my wedding to be camera worthy or following worthy.
I honestly feel like weddings, it's everywhere. Like you scroll on Instagram and literally Belenite.
It's a trend now.
But it's
though.
because we're at
trend.
that age though. Like you have to remember, we're at that age now where most of us are starting. You know what I mean? To get married.
But I
So
feel
that's why
like, because there's such a hype on it, I feel like everyone's getting married the same way now. Like in everything that we do, like
That's
no wedding is personal, no wedding is original, unique, because we're so influenced by what other people do. That's
Right.
number
Like,
one.
what are they going to think about my wedding? I got to make sure it's lit because they're going to be talking about it.
And it's literally costing you because people don't realize that like marriage is so much more than just the wedding. Like people
So let's talk
prepare.
about that. So the first thing is a wedding, knowing the difference between wedding and a marriage.
A wedding is one day.
Right.
A
A
wedding,
wedding is a celebration
celebration
of your relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The marriage is the constitution of, you know what I mean, the
And
relationship.
what
There's
you
a
will
difference.
the
carry
problem
through
is-
the years.
The problem is we spend months and months planning
The
for
wedding.
the wedding.
But not enough time planning for the marriage.
No time
Preparing for the
planning
marriage.
for the marriage.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why people get married, and then in the marriage is all these surprises. When you had 2 years to get to know the guy, but instead
you know what?
you spent 2
Correct me
years
if I'm
planning
wrong,
your
Lisa,
wedding.
though, but while you're planning the wedding, I feel like it's also a way for you to see what are some of the things that's going to come up in your marriage.
Right,
Like, you know what I
because
mean? Because you
planning a
together.
wedding is a stressful, one of the many stressful things that you will do as a couple.
Stress is real.
As a couple, between families, it's a lot of different opinions. Everybody
Yeah.
wants the best for that day. The best looks different to everyone, right?
Yeah.
So at that time, it's where you learn about your family, your
other's
in-laws,
families,
your what your
But I
personal
feel like
likes
you're
and
in too
preferences.
deep. By the time you're preparing for a wedding, you're in too deep to
That's
be now
true, though.
to be now like realizing that there's all these things about your husband that you
Not
didn't know.
realizing, not realizing, but it's a time where you could take advantage of that time. Like if you guys realize, like for example, you guys get into an argument all the time about
over flowers, over
Yes.
how much money to spend.
Yeah.
But let me
over
tell
this,
you, let me
like,
tell
know
you
what I
guys
mean?
something. Because you guys are too in, like you guys are too deep, if I could say. It's honestly, and this is just me being honest, 70% of the time, even if you see some red flags, at that point, you guys are too close.
You're
to
not
even
going to
pull
want
out.
to cut
But you know
it.
what? But
So-
people don't
You're
get.
in
Some
too
people
deep.
don't make it to their wedding. Some people don't make it to the altar.
Yeah, if it
Because
gets
that's
that
why-
bad.
that's
But
why
when
it's-
pride
that's-
gets involved,
Exactly.
you
That's
will
why
go
the
regardless.
wedding planning phase is really, it kind of tests your relationship.
you have to use that time, because it's not just about we're planning, we're gonna agree or disagree. No, you have to use that time to be like, okay, we seem to be arguing a lot about the little things. If you might realize that your spouse, whether it be the husband or the future husband or future wife, might be really, I don't know, like picky on some really silly things, like my napkins have to be red or my ring holder has to be a diamond shape.
But I just feel like
it's not only about that.
What I'm saying though is that you take situations like that and you use that as an opportunity to talk.
Yeah, to talk about what, because you want to dead it in a way. You want to kill it before you get to your marriage.
So wait, are you
Because there's
saying-
situations that come up while you're planning your wedding that are quote unquote red flags or that need to be addressed before you
So are
go
you
down
saying
the
that
altar.
the fiance stage, wedding planning stage, is still like evaluation stage?
I feel like
You're
there's some things that
evaluating your
come up. There's some
relationship?
things that come up. There's some disagreements that might come up
Yeah,
that
but-
it's good to be dealt with before you bring it. You go to the
Another
altar.
thing about that is that you're engaged to be married, right? That means you guys are walking towards something. What needs to be said and what people need to know is that it is okay to realize that you know what, I don't think I can, if I can barely get through this part with this person, I don't think I can get married. Just because you proposed on Instagram or your proposal is on Instagram,
Yeah,
or
but
whatever,
that's the thing. That's why they can't do it, because they had a big grand proposal. They cannot humble themselves and be like, you know what, it's not working out.
It's not that they can't. It's just, it's hard. Like,
It's
the
hard,
reality
yeah.
is.
But what's better though?
Okay.
Ending it now or getting divorced
Or getting
after?
divorced.
That's
Like, you know
the
what I mean?
truth
What's
about
more
it. That's the
embarrassing?
truth about it. But think about this, and this is why we say wedding craze. When something is on a social media platform, everything you do is not amplified. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you get proposed, like the effects of your proposal is amplified. Okay, so if you break up, the effects of that breakup is amplified. Everyone has the right to now talk about it.
because let's
You know
not
what I'm saying?
forget that once you put everything out there, it's
out there.
it's out there, and
It's out-
it gives
yeah.
everyone an opportunity to say
comment,
something.
to follow.
Not that you have to
like,
follow it, not that you have to listen to it, not that you have to take it, but you are giving everybody an insight, and you are opening that door to the world of whoever it is you're showing it to.
What I'm trying to get at is, because we have the wedding craze and because people are so consumed with this, because we have all these single people that now want to get married because
So you're
it
saying
looks
so
good.
fast.
so you're
right now.
saying marriage is put at the back, like kind of like at the back. corner
Marriage is
versus
put at the
wedding.
back because we
Because
don't
marriage
know.
is silent. Marriage is behind the
Exactly.
scenes. Wedding is front
Exactly.
and
But the
center.
thing about it is, you can't escape the marriage part. Like, I feel like the wedding is the highlight.
But-
Like,
but
it's one
you
day.
can't-
You
you
know
can't
what I
escape
mean?
it, but it's too
However,
late.
escape it.
However, when you're getting married, the world knows. If you get divorced, who's gonna know? That's when you're gonna be low key about it.
No, I feel like if you get a divorce, everyone's gonna know regardless because
But you're not
all-
gonna post about it though.
It doesn't
Not-
matter.
I'm talking
What-
about you.
what
I'm
does
talking
it
about
matter?
what you're
What
gonna
do you
post
do?
about.
You're gonna go on Instagram. So guys, just to let
Divorcee.
you know, it didn't work out.
No, I feel like you don't
And-
have like you don't have to say that you
don't
got
have
divorced.
to.
But if
People
you're
will
somebody
know.
who likes to post, I don't post no pictures of, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Like,
if
you're
you're somebody
ghost when it
that's
comes to
always
that.
posting, then I feel like I would look at you like, okay, like
I want
need
to
know,
follow up
you know?
and see if you're still
But
together
it
or
depends
whatever.
on the person. Some people are more
Yeah.
private. they
So
wouldn't
right,
really
so
share.
then that then goes into the wedding craze, infiltrated with social media and what do our peers think and what do our families think, and then there's marriage. So we are all on the same page when we say that the wedding is a one-day thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
the wedding is a one-day thing. Marriage is what we're striving for to last for a lifetime till death do us part.
But the wedding like plays a pivotal role in your marriage.
Right.
I'm saying just
Yeah.
because this is one of the biggest things you're gonna plan together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because once you get in your marriage, you're gonna have to plan about bills,
You're
about
right.
different things, how you
So-
raise your children. So it's like that is kind of like the first big thing that you're planning as a couple, and you get to
Right.
see what the dynamics are, who's more of the, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
I think we're
versus
kind of all on the same page with that, right?
Yeah,
In terms
definitely.
of
What's
wedding
your-
versus marriage.
What's your final thought about like marriage versus wedding? Like, what are your final thoughts?
I think
about
you
that?
should put a lot of focus on your marriage and do what feels right to you for your wedding. Don't do it for people. Don't try to make it big or lit.
That
for people,
is
do
the
it for you.
biggest thing. People will go into financial debt. People will go into borrowing money, which is
one
honestly,
day.
if you're going to do that, be conscious about what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have a lit wedding, but what are you gonna eat tomorrow when you guys get home or you get to your own place?
I think my final
Exactly.
thought is definitely invest in your marriage. Take time to pray. Take time to get as much information as you can about your spouse. Build something that's long lasting.
Yeah.
That's about
And just
it, yeah.
remember, your wedding is one day, marriage for a lifetime.
Marriage is for a lifetime.
Thank you guys for watching. We hope you really enjoyed it. We'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts on the topic we just discussed. Feel free to reach us on any of our social media platforms, and of course, it'll be displayed under the screen.